here with Eric Davis from Penske Racing Shocks. He's out of Brooklyn, Michigan. And Eric, you've been with us for all 11 ACE events. He has been with us from day one. Eric, not only have you been with us from ACE Ohio from day one, but you've been with Travis and Shelley and I with American Race Cars. And I gotta say, you know, almost every dragster that leaves our shop, we put a Penske Racing Shock on it. Because of the relationship building, the customer service that Eric has given us. So first off, thank you for that. And second off, talk to us a little bit about how you adjust the shock, you know, what kind of pressure needs to be in it, how much pressure needs to be in it, and so forth.
Okay, first of all, thank you guys. What a great organization to be with. We're honored that you guys choose us to be able to put these shocks on your cars, and I think it's just a great combination. It's not just a shock absorber, it's the whole package, and you guys have put together a great package, and when it rolls out the door, you know, the cars just go right down the track. So it's a great relationship, so thank you guys. And as far as the shocks go, this is our 8300 Piggyback model. It's not a new shock by any means, but we're starting to push it more into bracket racing. We're starting to see more value in it. People are really starting to get used to our Sportsman model and tuning on it, and they're starting to see the advantages of going to our canister style shock. It's actually a little bit easier to tune on. We got a compression adjuster that's got about 22 clicks, and then a rebound adjuster that has about 70 clicks to it. But you don't need a little pin to adjust it. And as far as gas pressure goes, it's the same as the other one. We put 50 pounds in it, and that is 50 pounds extended with the car hanging. It seems to be a common question and a common mistake, and it can get you in a little bit of trouble if you're low on gas pressure. Good rule of thumb is when you get to the racetrack, you're going through your pre-trips or your pre-race checklists. Just jack the car up, check the gas pressure. It's good for the weekend. So I'm sure you do that.
Oh yeah, every race.
Perfect.
All right, so talk to us about how do you know if a customer comes to us or a customer's wondering if you have to use a canister, if you don't need the canister. Talk to us a little bit about that.
It's really kind of a personal preference. I mean, my first question is how comfortable you are with shocks. You know, if you've had a Penske shock on for a few cars, or if you're comfortable adjusting on stuff, this is a great shock to put on. It's going to give you a bigger window. It's more forgiving. It's great for bracket racing. Although we do have it on Super Comp and, you know, on the stock cars, but it's a comfort level. I mean, if you're going to tell me, Eric, I put a shock on, I throw it on there, and I won't touch it, you know, it is a great shock, and it's gonna do good for you. But I might steer you toward, you know, our Sportsman model.
Right.
So, but yeah, that's kind of how I determine that.
Yeah, cool. So, what is the first thing, I guess, as a racer, when you know your shock is bad or it needs adjustment? How do you know? What's the first sign? Whether it's in the water box or you leaving the starting line, how do you know? All right, let's go back and we should look at our shock.
People know their cars better than I do. So when something starts acting weird, my lights are starting to vary some. My 60 flips are starting to vary more than they usually do. It's the easiest thing to check. You know, I have a date code on every shock, so we know exactly when it was built and when it was put on the car. You know, so I try to get every couple years, every couple hundred hits. Really should send them back to have the oil changed, the seals changed, and it's really good as new.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's usually the first sign is the 60 and the lights if they start to vary a little bit.
Right.
It's a good thing to check the gas pressure at that point. Number one, for people that don't check it, but it might be time to have them looked at. And the shock is very consistent. You know, normally we're not going to find a whole lot wrong with it or anything wrong.
Right.
But it does, you know, check that off the list, and so we can go find something else.
Right. It's drag racing, so
Exactly.
Everything is, you know, anything can be adjusted. You know, like you said, this shock is great. We've seen it come off of or go on a lot of our cars, and it's still drag racing, so it never hurts to go off that racing checklist. But well, I think that covers it all. Thank you for being here. Like I said, thank you for continuously helping us. I know. Oh, one more thing. I know we can. If So everybody always thinks, you know, well, oh, my shock's old, I might need to get a new one. And you guys actually offer, which we've had, depending, you know, how long you've had the shock. Like Eric said, he has it stamped and everything. He actually offers where you can, you know, just send it back to him and he'll go over it and make sure everything is great. So
it's basically just a tune-up. You tune up your motor, you do all that kind of stuff. So, you know, every 2-3 years, every couple hundred hits, I know people are putting a ton of hits on these things. It's just changing the oil and changing 5 or 6 seals.
Right.
Dyno it before, dyno it after, so it comes back exactly the way it got to me. And it's basically fresh for the next year.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you, Eric, and thank you for your continued support. And if you guys need anything, Mr. Eric Davis, Racing Penske Shocks out of Brooklyn, Michigan. Thank you.
Thank you.